Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a flip through of a journal that will be in my Etsy shop in the next day or two. I have two of them. This is the second video. The first one had a green fairy door. This one has a coral colored fairy door and slightly different decorations as we go here. Some things are pretty much similar and other things are a little different, but this has a removable dangle. And I like to do this so that people can unclip it if they want to work in the journal and not have all of this in their way when they're opening and closing the book. So let's see what we have here. It's a little fairy cameo that's been painted and waxed. There's a little fairy door. And there's a little fairy house. We have a little miniature fairy book. Oh, I'm too close there. Sorry if I missed anything there. And then there's some charms, some nature-themed charms. We have a tree and a leaf, and I think there's a leaf on this one. A little flower and some ribbons and lace. And then this is something I couldn't resist putting on something related to, of course, Peter Pan, Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust for flying around. And this little jar charm that has gold shimmering dust in it. So that is the outside charm dangle, and the cover has this lovely braid with leaves stitched right onto the fabric cover. Just to help with the foresty looking theme for the fairies. In the back, it goes around to the back, and the closure is made with a chain and a bulldog clip so that you have room for it to be expanding as it goes. It's already quite expanded. But there's more room for that. Now we have the door, and this little door has a tiny key on it, and there's a little Velcro dot in there to close and open it, but you can peek behind and see the first page of the journal through a little acetate window. And here we go. It's page 1. And that's a quote that I got about fairies. Some of the pages will be made from printables. Some of them are just actually plain paper or original book pages from some other book, just so you know. Some music paper. This was done with some tracing paper printed on, and it's got a really nice texture, and it's almost see-through, but not quite. It's got some leaf trim stitched onto it. This is a pocket that has a little acetate shaker card that I made that has a fairy sticker. And I did little charms with UV resin, do tiny little flowers in there and sparkly dust. And all my journals include a note about the journal and how you might be able to use it, just suggestions for what it can be. More and more, I'm finding that people love to look at the books, but they're really not sure what to do with them. And I'm fine with that because I admit that was me. So till I started trying to make one or two, I was making regular, simple journals, hardcover books, and wanted to try one of these junk journals. And I made it and thought, this is really cool. So now I'm making them for myself too. So if you don't quite have the idea of what to do with a book filled with all of these different things, other than set it on a shelf, which some people do, they collect them and just like to thumb through them once in a while and look at the cool pieces of paper and textures. But there's a note in there that kind of gives you suggestions for ways that you can use it, and also that you can't really mess it up. So don't worry about that. If there's something in here you see, you like the book in general, but you don't like a page, glue something onto it that you do like. It can be a glue book, an art book, a note journal, a planner. There's all kinds of stuff in that note. And been holding this quote here, which you probably read like 10 times already, but I found this online, and it really touched my heart because I thought that's what I would hope if someone reads my journals when I am no longer of this world, that whatever they see on the pages of my journal, that they think I would have been a fun person to know. So I include that now in my journals so that you can either stick it in your journal or take it out if you don't want it. And here we have a clear pocket, which is really fun because you can take it out and see whatever's behind it if you really like the paper and don't want to kind of, change that part, but you can still use it as a pocket. So we have a little toadstool and a little vintage looking library card with some flowers on it. And then we have a little tag with fairy that also has little fairies tucked into it. And these little things are left loose so that you can either leave them in the pocket to enjoy over and over, or you can put them in a different book, or you can glue them on a page, do whatever you like with them. This is a fairy printable, and I just love because you can see stitching and things on here that it looks like an applique. This is a nice, just plain thicker paper with a faint stamp of a fairy, so still room for writing and journaling and gluing other things that you like to do, and then a plain back. I do enjoy decorating the journals to a certain extent, but also want to leave a lot of room for the recipient to do whatever they like in the book. So, and that's a nature book, coffee dyed paper. This is a really cool florist paper, has a great texture. It's smooth on this side and it's textured, and to me it just looked kind of like wood, and I thought that would be great in a fairy forest themed journal. And this trim is stitched on the sewing machine. Another printable, and this page has a clip off double folded journaling pocket, so there's all kinds of room here for writing notes or gluing pictures, whatever you like. There's a pocket in each side with a little charm on the tag, which is also a stitched fairy printable. And on the back, they each have lined paper so that you can write more notes. There's the other one. And then it can be, you can leave it clipped on this page, or you can move it around. And it's another interactive movable element for your journal. Some lined paper, and this is a little bag. This is the first half of it, and I've clipped a tiny little note card and envelope in here, so you can use it as a journaling spot. You can tuck it inside or leave it outside. There's room for other things in here, or you can use it in another kind of project. Another nature book page, coffee dyed. This is a beautiful printable. I love trees. So I loved, this looks all layered, but it's actually a flat print, but the colors, fall is my favorite season of the year. And I love trees. And so I was like, gotta get that one and print it out. It's so pretty. And here I have a, there's clip things on both sides. This is a bird paper clip. So that's kind of fun. This is a tag with a lovely bird transfer sticker on it. Room for journaling. And this is a plain page that you can use for whatever you like. This is an envelope that I include that has a washi tape sampler. So this is done on acetate, so you can peel any of these strips off and move them around to anywhere in the journal that you like. And these are some extra stickers and die cut and with fairy themes, little mushrooms and houses and fairies. And so that just clips back on there. And I'm going to do that right now so that nothing gets lost on the table here. If I clip it in the right way, then you can see the bird on the other side. I love those little shaped clips. Another fairy printable. Now this is the center section, and it's made from a great big envelope. So you have a pouch on this side that's decorated with room for journaling. This side also, and I've put some goodies into the pouches for you to find. And this is a flip up, more journaling space. You can glue anything you want there. And this card is a decorated index card. So lots of journaling space there. And there's a little flower daisy charm on the tab. And on the flip side, there's room for journaling and a little flip up clear bag pocket with a fairy quote and a couple of fairy themed playing cards for you to use as you wish. And underneath we have a belly band, so you can slide something in there of your choosing. And more journaling space here. Another fairy on the back. And here's another plain paper, some more trees, another coffee dyed book page. And here's the other half of that bag, which I left sealed up. So you can either, I think I left it sealed up. I believe I did, yes. So you can leave it this way, or you can slit the end open and have a side pocket, or you can slit the top and have a top pocket, whatever you wish. And here's another lined paper. This is another clipped on opening or openable, flip open fairy journaling card. And I have done some machine embroidery around on both sides. The fairy printable. Printed that on old book pages for a special effect. Some more trees. More fairies. There's the back piece of that lovely floral paper. Oop. More coffee dyed, another book page, another print. Here's another fairy. Another printable fairy. Oh, look at the stitching on that one. That's really cool. It just looks like so much texture. And there's a doily printable. Just dangle out. There we go. And another pocket here with a tag, journaling space, little charms that I made from tiny pieces of botanical stock. And there's the other side of the tissue. And there's the last page. And I had fun with this limited edition idea because I thought, okay, I'm going to make a few of these only, and that's all I'm going to have. They're not going to be redos at any time. So just thought I'd put that sticker on there. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And again, this is one of the journals that will be available in my Etsy shop in a day or two.